Hey loves, and welcome to Heart Love Messages. My name is Crystal. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. If you are already subscribed here, welcome back. So tonight I have a no contact message from your person. I will be pulling from this deck here just to see how your person is currently feeling, how they are currently viewing you and or your connection, as well as any other important messages that they may have for you at this time, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get a very clear and concise message directly from their heart space. Okay, so the first message that we have here is, this has gone too far. So what's interesting is that immediately upon pulling this card, I got the image of the hangman. So if you're familiar with this image, it's a person that's hanging upside down and sort of bound in this position. So this could be a symbol of stagnation, or it can also be a symbol of spiritual enlightenment, depending on where you are in your journey or your current perspective, okay? But with this current energy coming through with this card here, I'm definitely picking up on a connection that's going through this really heavy, stagnant energy, okay? And this distance has kind of caused your person to take on a whole new identity at this point. And it's because there's a difference in how your person presents themselves or how they act or how they live their lives when they are connected to you versus when you are apart, when they haven't spoken to you, or when you're going through this no contact period. And this is being highlighted at this time because something has gone too far. This could be pointing to their behavior, their habits, or even the company that they keep. But this is definitely pointing to their immediate environment. And the way it's coming through, it's like I'm seeing the energy. And it's giving me this picture of like a ripple effect. And all of this is happening because of the distance. So yeah, this is happening in real time. There's a masculine that you believe is no longer in your energy field, and they may not be. But what's coming through clearly here is that a decision that they made about you is literally the reason why they are experiencing their reality right now. And all of this is playing out in a very particular way. But there is an aspect of their reality that's beginning to change in a way. And so much so that it feels like a higher power is coming through with this card here, letting you know that something they are doing has gone too far. So I don't know what this masculine has been up to while they've been at a distance from you, but I'm getting clearly that it is very far, so far from what you may be thinking, because there's something spiritual. There's a heavy spiritual undertone with this energy here. And what's even more interesting is the way that this is unfolding. It's almost as if the same way that this began with the decision is the same way that this masculine is being nudged at this time. But they're stuck in this current position, okay, where they don't know which way to go. And their inaction is directly affecting the progression of your connection, okay? And also with this energy or this symbolism of like hanging, okay? You could feel like this person has left you hanging. You can also feel like there are parts of your connection that are just undefined. But I feel like this masculine is definitely in this place of heavy stagnation where there's a lot more mental energy going on right now in the connection than there is physical. And they may not even be aware that all of this is connected to you. But I feel like they're about to find out, because honestly, your energy is all over this divine feminine, okay? Even though you may be at a distance, it really, really feels like your person is picking up on very, very powerful information, but they're kind of swaying, okay? Like if you could literally picture, they're just in their head, they're overthinking something to the point of inaction, okay? But they're definitely being nudged at this time. I feel like this could also be what, you know, your higher power is coming through and either speaking to them about or speaking to you about. The fact that something has gone too far, the fact that this mental activity has kind of spilled over into inaction, and is really playing out in your connection in a major way, okay? Let's get the next message here. Okay, so the next message that we have is telepathic communication. Wow, this is a very interesting energy that's coming through here. This may be a specific message, okay? But I'm getting planting seeds with this card here. So although your person is having a moment of deep introspection and things may appear to be quiet, this card here is a huge indication that this person's thoughts are very, very loud, okay? There's this really mysterious energy around the way that this masculine communicates with you. And this is something that you may be aware of, Divine Feminine, or this could be something that is really making its way into your reality at this time. So although the both of you are not speaking, it's almost as if you're having a totally separate conversation in another realm. Almost like your souls are somewhere else conversing about something, discussing things that your mouths are not ready or even willing to say at this stage of your connection. Yeah, this is someone who speaks to you in many different ways, whether you know it or not. But what's coming through strongly at this time is the third eye chakra. So this indicates that this masculine is only trying to communicate to you by way of the higher chakras. So this is very different in this aspect. The third eye taps into what you know. It's a deep inner knowing that can't really be explained, but it's so in your face that you can't really deny it either. So when this masculine wants to get a message to you, it may find you in music, it may find you in your dream state, or depending on how powerful your energy is, Divine Feminine, you may have just this deep sense of inner knowing where you can wake up one day and feel that there's something that they need to say, and you can easily decipher the message with little to no effort. But I'm getting that maybe you've been second guessing this, because I am picking up on a blockage here. And the blockage is not stemming from the message not getting to you. It's just that you may think that what you're receiving is not accurate, or some of the messages that your person is sending you are very different than their normal way of communicating. And if you are experiencing this, you are right, okay? Your person is trying to tell you something that they may not be able to communicate with words because of the current status of your connection, but this is their chosen way of getting this to you. And honestly, the fact that their energy is being channeled by way of the higher chakras is very, very significant to where your person is on their journey right now, because they can communicate to you through many different portals in the energetic system. So this also lets you know where their energy is at this current time, okay? But tapping back into this blockage energy, it almost feels like your person is worried if you're receiving the messages or not. Because with this type of higher level communication, these signs will only come to you when you truly believe in them. So if you are in a place right now, Divine Feminine, where you have allowed where you are on your journey physically, mentally, emotionally, to kind of put you in a state of doubt, then it may be a little bit more difficult for these messages to land. And it may also be very hard for you to believe what you are receiving, okay? So wow, you may have even been under the impression that this masculine was no longer in your energy field, but I'm getting that they are. But what could be confusing right now is that they're attempting to communicate with you in a way that's not normal, okay? Maybe this masculine used to communicate with you through a lower energy channel, but something about this energy has changed. So something about the messaging has changed as well. And I'm getting, Divine Feminine, that you can definitely feel this. You just may be at a stage in your journey where you're trying to figure out if what you are receiving is accurate because of the change in the underlying energy of the messages, okay? Let's get the next message here. Okay, so the next message that we have here is, what happened to you? Yeah, this really feels like it's going deep into your person's mental space right now, okay? I'm also getting that This is why your person has been trying to reach out to you, because this card here is really signifying how they're feeling about themselves. They're definitely having a very deep moment of self-reflection, and it's directly tied to the way that they've been showing themselves in this connection. They not only know that they're not the same person that you met, but their energy is coming through as someone who kind of prides themselves on being really elusive, okay? Especially when it comes to feminine energy. So they could be feeling an array of powerful emotions, but they always have been very careful about what they reveal or what they express. But I'm getting very clearly that this wasn't the case with you. And this is what has them confused at this time and unable to make a move in your direction. Something about you made them put their guard down, because everything about the way that they're showing up in this connection is so unlike them. Even down to the way that they're choosing to communicate with you now, by choosing the higher or the more spiritual chakras as opposed to the lower energy, okay? This is not their typical way of showing themselves or expressing themselves to feminine energy. But for some reason, you're the one that has them very open. So much so that they're wondering if they're actually giving you too much access or if they're telling you too much, okay? So I don't know what messages you are receiving right now from this masculine, but they may be very, very powerful and very, very coded with heavy emotion, okay? I'm talking about going deep into their psyche to really understand who they are as a person, as a soul, or just as simple as where they are on their journey right now and how they feel about you. It's like they're realizing that in some way they're giving you the blueprint and they wonder why. And I feel like that one question, or just this underlying energy of them questioning themselves, is also adding the intensity to their stagnancy right now as well. It's almost as if they know subconsciously that when dealing with feminine energy in general, there's a certain way that them as a masculine, quote unquote, are supposed to present information. So this is someone who's definitely been trained or raised to move in a more stoic nature, to move in a more mysterious nature when dealing with you. And now you have them wondering why they are behaving this way, why they are doing the things that they're doing, because they genuinely feel comfortable with your energy. So honestly, it feels like they're kind of checking themselves with this card here, because if they were to be 100% honest, you have them acting a little bit out of character. And there's also this underlying energy of vulnerability coming through with this card here, because this is so out of their element. And also because you're the only person that they feel comfortable enough to be this open with. So in a way, they have you in your own category, Divine Feminine, and they don't feel bad about it. They're just shocked, okay? So shocked that maybe they're trying to figure out how to come towards you at this time. And it's like they've been stopped energetically and kind of forced to think about this. And it's not until they come to a conclusion that really makes sense to them on all levels that they will be able to take action, okay? Let's get the next message here. Yeah, it really feels like this message is very, very laser focused on a very specific feminine energy. Okay, so the next message that we have here is, you should have trusted me. Wow. Yeah, I'm picking up on your energy with this card here, Divine Feminine. So if you're wondering how your person is truly feeling about you, this is how they feel. You have them stuck right now and contemplating how they're going to approach you, because they came into this connection with some kind of plan. Okay, this energy is really, really interesting to decode, okay? But I'm going to try my best to describe what's coming through. This is a masculine who came into this connection with a plan for you, Divine Feminine. And I feel like once this plan begins to unfold, they realized that the both of you were either looking at this from two totally different lenses, or in some way your intentions begin to clash, okay? This could have been verbally after expressing this, or this just could have been an energetics thing. There's something about this that feels very, very spiritual, and the fact that this masculine's energy is coming through the spiritual chakras lets me know that this is someone who is enlightened. So this is someone who reads you. This is someone who picks up on your nonverbal cues. This is someone who may have watched you or even studied you, or they just study, the feminine energy that they are with and that they are in love with. So it's almost as if they really begin to pick up that there was an imbalance or there was a difference in both of your intentions or both of your plans for this connection. And now that they're away from you, they have completely turned this entire connection upside down. I believe that's where this strong hangman energy is coming from. Your person came into this connection being very strategic with you, Divine Feminine, almost as if they wanted to experience you in a very particular way. But what I'm getting clearly here is that they were way more focused on establishing a bond with you than a title. And I feel like this is where the level of trust begin to diminish at some point, because your person has a very different understanding of the dynamics of connections than you do. This is definitely someone that you may feel had a very fast-paced energy. And they were very vocal about how they felt about you and even opening up about their own personal journey. But they did all of this for a reason, okay? This is very strategic energy coming through. And I'm getting clearly that this is not even their usual approach when they're in connections. But when it came to you, this is what felt natural to them. And maybe they don't understand why. But it's almost as if they viewed having a bond with you as more significant. But on a deeper level, this was definitely about them always having a level of access to you. This is also where that energy of planting seeds is coming from, okay? This is a very high-paced, very energetic type of connection. So even though you may be in front of one another, even though you may be speaking to one another, your energies are somewhere else, creating, doing something, expanding, okay? This is very, very specific energy. And this was your person's way of getting you to be free and open with them, but also allowing themselves to be free and open with you. This was also your person's way of really getting close to you and solidifying their place in your life before taking the actual steps to solidify the connection at that time. And maybe you've been in your head about this as well, Divine Feminine, and wonder why this masculine was treating you a certain way, why they were leaning into you a certain way. And this is why. For some reason, it was very important for them to first establish a very solid bond with you before anything else, almost as if they have their own system. But honestly, they have a deeper reason for this. So getting closer to you and getting to know you in a very intimate way is extremely sacred to this masculine. So if you've ever wondered if your person had a motive, okay, I'm getting that they definitely did, but it's not in the way that you may think. This is someone that wanted to surpass anything that you have ever experienced before, but their way of doing so may have been very different from what you were expecting with this type of connection or what you were open to when it comes to love or romance in your life at that time. But it's almost like your person is looking back, and this is something that they're contemplating on as well. They wish that you would have trusted their process, because for some reason they have this connection in its own category. They're not measuring this in the same way that they would measure something else. And maybe this disconnect or this difference of opinion and how this connection should have gotten off the ground is what caused this separation period, okay? And now as your person is looking back, they're really wishing that you would have trusted them in that moment, because they definitely came into this connection with a plan for you, but it may have been very, very different from your plan or what you were expecting from them. This also could have been something that was never discussed, okay? This is something that your person may have thought was just going to play out, but it definitely went in a totally different direction. because there's heavy underlying energy. Like I said, there's something about the internal versus the external coming through here. Almost like you could be in one another's presence. You could be in the same room. You could be having a conversation, but your souls are discussing something else. This is very, very high level energy. Let's get the next message here. Okay, so the next message that we have is, why didn't you stop me? Wow. I'm getting higher power with this message here. This is a very, very interesting reading, because a part of the reason why you haven't heard from this person is because they honestly feel like they were stopped from contacting you by a higher power. But what confuses them is the timing of all of this, and why they're suddenly being stopped from you now, when at a certain point in your connection, they feel like they were given the green light to move at a certain pace. And I'm getting, honestly, they're realizing in this moment, through this questioning, which is a very, very powerful way to open up the soul to truth. They're realizing through this questioning, through them questioning their higher power, that God didn't stop them in the past because they were being honest with you. So their approach, their mental process, the way that they wanted this connection to unfold, maybe even their plan that they came into this connection with, this was coming from a place of honesty. This was coming from a place of truth. But maybe when your person began to act on this, it was not received in that way. And honestly, it feels like this is the only thing that they're holding on to or using to justify the current status of your connection. So this is definitely someone that may have been very, very upfront with you. They may have wanted to move very, very fast. They may have been very open. They may have wanted you to open up with them very, very early on. But I'm getting clearly that this was their method of planting seeds, Divine Feminine. And these seeds have begun to grow in your mind over time. And it's changed the way that you see this encounter or this connection. So while you are at a distance right now, the only thing that's keeping your person energetically bonded to you is the truth, okay? This masculine is standing on the fact that they were honest with you in all that they shared. But now they're realizing that maybe it was their own thinking that caused this separation or that caused things to unfold this way. So now they're using this time behind closed doors to question everything. Almost like they're challenging your connection and asking God, if this is the real thing, then why didn't you stop me? Okay? Maybe they're doing this because they're not able to reach you at this time. So the only natural thing for them to do is to self-reflect. I'm also getting this energy, this underlying energy of a little bit of anger and frustration, because there's been this kind of back and forth sway, you know, and this could really be tied to the timing of your connection, how things are going to unfold, or what it is that your person wants to do next, okay? And a lot of their frustration comes from them feeling like they were not informed on how to properly navigate this connection with you. Because the truth is that when you're chosen to walk this path in life, there is no separation. You know, the person that you're with is a direct reflection of you. So in a way, it feels like all the things that they have been feeling, Divine Feminine, is beginning to come to you in very, very strange ways, okay? Through your dream state, through signs and synchronicities, or even through your emotional body, depending on how powerful and how tapped into your energy you are, where you have this deep knowing. But this is a higher level connection. So there will definitely be higher level communication, higher level spiritual energy that's happening, even when you are apart, okay? But there's a lot of questioning. I feel like the overall energy of this reading is the energy of questioning. So while your person is questioning if they were wrong, if they gave too much, if they moved too fast, this is something that you may be asking yourself as well, because there's definitely this reflective energy that's coming through where a lot of what you're feeling is finding the other person in very, very unexpected ways. But I'm getting very, very clearly that when it comes to the communication that your person is having with their higher power, they are wondering why they were not stopped in pursuing you and, taking up this connection in the way that they did. And the answer that they are receiving is because whatever they were doing was from an intentional place. More importantly, from an honest place. And I feel like as the masculine energy, that could be the only thing that's bringing them peace right now, is the fact that regardless how it may have looked to you, or regardless of the disagreements that you both have, they were actually standing in their truth. Wow, this is a very, very beautiful reading. Let's get the last message here. Aww. So the last message that we have here is, but no one is you. Wow. This is a very, very beautiful reading. I feel like, Divine Feminine, you may be wondering how your person is truly navigating this separation period. You may be worried about physical interferences. You may be worried about distractions. If your person is taking their healing or their spiritual journey very, very seriously. And I'm getting that they are. So although this masculine may have wanted to approach this connection in a way that may have been very different for you, very unconventional, the one thing that they don't believe in when it comes to relationships or connection is the replacement theory. So there was never a time where you have been apart, where the universe has sent you on a detour, or the energy needed to be cleared. There's never a time where your person has tried to replace you. This is someone that knew from the moment that they met you that they would never be able to replace your energy, okay? You are not someone that's easy to replace. So I feel like that's a direct message coming from your person, and that is a confirmation for you, Divine Feminine. But what's interesting about this energy, it is almost like this person is coming through and offering you again this deep honesty. They may have run into people, okay? Maybe they're being approached. This is a very, very social time of year. Maybe they're mixing and mingling, or they have to, rub elbows with certain people in their lives. But they're coming out and letting you know that no one is you, though. This is someone who continues to look for you, for your energy, for your essence, wherever they go. So you have absolutely left a mark on them, whether you know this or not. This also speaks to the level of bond that you have, because they're so used to your energy signature. So in case you are wondering how this masculine truly views you, they view you as the entire package. And I'm getting very clearly that this is based on looks and personality. So this is someone who likes how you present externally and internally, okay? I'm also getting High Priestess energy here. So if you're resonating with this message, you walk a very particular life path. You have a very particular stance in life where you don't really come to people, they come to you. This also is tying into the stagnant energy that your person is currently under. It's almost like this masculine knows that they have to make the move. And the High Priestess energy is also indicative of this high level spiritual energy that you have within this connection with this masculine. And a lot of people see the High Priestess in different ways, but the High Priestess is truly the embodiment of not only mystery, but also femininity. So I feel like this is how you are being viewed by your person. And as I'm channeling this energy, I'm getting this image of a path. So when it comes to your path, Divine Feminine, there's usually only one type of masculine energy who can move you. And this is not speaking to how the person presents or what this person has. This is speaking to what this person knows. So you are a soul embodying this High Priestess energy who's here on a path of information, divine information. So you speak the language of the universe. and you always have. But it wasn't until you truly accepted this about yourself that the world began to look different to you, or even your relationships, or maybe even this masculine. Yeah, something about this connection definitely feels like sacred territory, where it's very, very important to the both of you. And I feel like there's so much respect to how you both are handling this time away from one another. But this is definitely confirmation with this reading here that the connection that you are in is absolutely tied to the higher realms in such a powerful way, or in a way that's currently being revealed to the both of you at this time. And I feel like the more that this connection unravels, the more that this will definitely become evident to the both of you. But what's sticking out with this entire reading here is that because of the way that you and this masculine are connected in spirit, the way you react to one another in the physical may be really, really intense and really, really triggering. And this is not in a bad way, but it's almost like this connection is way too magnetic, okay? Way too powerful when we begin to tap into the higher chakras. It's almost like you can read one another's minds. It's almost like you can feel when the person wants to speak to you, you know, whether they're telling the truth or not. There's like really no in between. And the way that this masculine may react to that intensity is by pulling back at the most unexpected times. But it's always information based, okay, the way this energy is coming through. So this is either to gain clarity, to gain a new perspective, to, you know, travel through their own mind, to connect with their higher power. There's no time where this person feels separate from you. And I feel like regardless of what's transpiring in your connection right now, that's what your person wants you to know. I'm also getting 444. So this could be a sign that your person is sending you. I'm also getting 1444, okay? Which is like a code for the chosen, or just people on this journey who walk a very, very narrow path. I feel like this is confirmation that you and your person are facing in the same direction. Your person may be a little stagnant, but they're definitely taking this time to get divine clarity before approaching you. So when it comes to their approach or the plan that they had for your connection, I feel like they could be revising this plan. I definitely feel like this is something they want to open up to you about, because there's something about you having this bond that is so important to this masculine energy. So I don't know what phase of your connection that you're in. I don't know how this connection manifested, but for them in this lifetime, it's very, very important for them to establish a solid bond with you, so that no matter where life takes you, no matter where life takes them, you always have this energetic connection, okay? And for them, that's really, really important. And I feel like that's something that they want to convey to you. And this is what they have been conveying to you by way of telepathic communication. So definitely look out for that. But more importantly, definitely begin to trust the signs that you are receiving. And if this is a higher level of expression from your person, it's almost like they're trying to get you used to where their energy is at this time, because this is a very high vibrational reading, which means that where your person is right now energetically is in a very, very light-hearted place. And all of this is rooted from their truth. Okay, so that's definitely something to be on the lookout for. But I'm going to go ahead and end the reading here. If you resonated with this message, please be sure to hit the like button on the way out. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you are a member on Patreon, I will be heading over there to pull 3 more cards just to really pick up on what's coming next. Because although there is a stagnant energy here, there's definitely this energy of swaying, where your person is kind of exploring their mind, but they're absolutely being nudged to make a decision or to make a move in your direction. And I'm going to go ahead and pull some more cards to see what that decision is, or just to see what that energy is, or to gain more clarity on where they are as far as action. But thank you so much for watching, loves, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.